What happens when the most disciplined royal, Princess Anne, goes head-to-head with Queen Camilla and King Charles is caught in the middle? And what shocking message did the late queen leave behind that's now threatening to unravel the future of the monarchy? This story isn't just about titles or tradition. It's about love, betrayal, legacy, and a silent war playing out behind palace doors. Get ready, because what you're about to hear might just change how you see the royal family forever. The grand ballroom of Buckingham Palace was glittering with royalty, dignitaries, and nobility. It was supposed to be a moment of celebration, of tradition, but instead, it turned into one of the most tense and controversial moments in modern royal history. As attendees sipped champagne and admired the opulence around them, one woman prepared to break the silence, Princess Anne. With regal poise, Anne approached Camilla, who stood confidently beside King Charles. The room hushed as Anne, without hesitation, looked Camilla in the eye and said, "You are not the queen, you are the Queen Consort." The words sliced through the air like a dagger. For a brief second, you could hear a pin drop. Some guests weren't sure they had heard her correctly. Others exchanged shocked glances, holding their breath. But Anne didn't waver. She meant every syllable. This was no slip of the tongue. It was a declaration. Sources inside the palace confirmed that this wasn't the first time Anne had made her feelings known. She had previously warned Camilla in private. The late Queen Elizabeth had never intended for her to carry the full title of queen. Anne believed that Camilla, in dropping the consort from her title, had crossed a line of respect, of tradition, and of moral authority. What made this moment even more explosive was that it happened in public. At an event meant to unify the royal family, Anne was drawing a line in the sand. One palace aide later shared, "It wasn't just about the title, it was about principle." Princess Anne felt she had a duty to uphold her mother's wishes. Camilla, visibly rattled, attempted to maintain her composure, but the room had shifted. Respect had turned into unease. And Princess Anne had made it clear she would not remain silent while tradition was rewritten in real time. But why such venom? Why such intensity? To truly understand the animosity between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla, you have to go back decades, to a time when love, duty, and religion collided. Before Camilla became a fixture in Charles's life, she was married to Andrew Parker Bowles. But before that, Andrew was romantically involved with Princess Anne. The two shared a genuine affection, and according to insiders, they were deeply in love. Anne wanted to marry him, but their union was blocked by an immovable institution, the Church of England. Andrew was Catholic, and Anne, as a member of the royal family, was forbidden from marrying outside her faith. Bound by royal duty, Anne was forced to end the relationship, a decision that left a permanent scar. Not long after, Camilla entered Andrew's life. They married. Anne watched from a distance as the man she once loved began a life with someone else. And if that wasn't enough, Camilla would later go on to marry Anne's own brother, Charles. The betrayal wasn't just personal, it felt cosmic. Insiders believe Anne never fully recovered. Though she carried herself with dignity, there was always a chill when she was near Camilla. During Charles and Camilla's 2005 wedding, Anne was noticeably cold. Royal watchers noticed it too. Her body language was closed, her expressions blank. She didn't smile, she didn't celebrate, she simply endured. According to royal historian Andrew Morton, Anne felt the weight of every sacrifice she'd made, and seeing Camilla rewarded, not just with Andrew, but with a crown, was a hard pill to swallow. Even today, Anne maintains a cordial friendship with Andrew Parker Bowles. He's the godfather of her daughter, Zara. To some, this is proof that Anne never truly let go. To others, it's a quiet rebellion against the woman who seemed to take everything from her. In the world of royalty, tradition is law. There are rules about titles, seating arrangements, greetings, and curtsies. By tradition, senior members of the royal family are expected to curtsy to the reigning queen. But Princess Anne made headlines when she refused to follow that rule with Camilla. Even before Queen Elizabeth passed, Anne was already vocal about her discomfort with Camilla's rising status. And when the discussions around Camilla becoming queen intensified, Anne drew a line. She told palace officials that she would never curtsy to Camilla, not out of pettiness, but out of principle. According to long-standing royal rules, women who marry into the family are technically of lower rank than those born into it. A forgotten guideline called "The Precedence of the Royal Family to be Observed at Court" stated that Princess Anne, by birthright, outranked Camilla. Anne wasn't just protecting herself, she was protecting history. She argued that titles should reflect service, sacrifice, and authenticity, not politics or marriage alliances. Her stance gained quiet support within the palace. Several longtime courtiers agreed that Camilla's sudden rise was uncomfortable, even unprecedented. Anne's refusal to curtsy wasn't just symbolic, it was a form of protest, a reminder that in the royal family, not all crowns are equal, and not all queens are born. This act didn't go unnoticed. When Anne rode horseback into Westminster Abbey for Charles's coronation, dressed in full military regalia, it felt intentional. She wasn't just attending the ceremony, she was owning it. Cameras captured her leading the procession, head held high, while Camilla stood in the background. If ever there was a silent power move in royal history, this was it. Queen Camilla's rise to royalty is one of the most controversial journeys in royal history. She entered the spotlight, not through admiration or public service, but through scandal. To millions, she wasn't just a new royal figure. She was the woman who disrupted the fairy tale of Charles and Diana. Despite marrying King Charles and receiving royal honors, Camilla has carried the weight of public judgment like a shadow. Her image was so damaged in the 1990s that even years later, every public appearance, every wave, every charity speech was met with side eyes and whispers. She made valiant efforts to shift that narrative. Over the years, Camilla has championed causes like osteoporosis, awareness, domestic violence support, literacy programs, and sexual assault prevention. Her commitment was real. She wasn't just showing up for photos. She was deeply involved. She sat with survivors, hosted support events, and worked with grassroots organizations. But no matter how hard she tried, the public's response was lukewarm. The wound left by Princess Diana hadn't healed. For many, Camilla was, and always would be, the interloper, the stand-in for a beloved icon. Even today, some royalists still resist calling her queen. They prefer Queen Consort, if anything. And when she started using queen without the consort after Elizabeth's death, it was viewed as an act of arrogance, not progression. For Camilla, it seems acceptance is the one crown she can't wear. Enter Kate Middleton, calm, graceful, and everything the public longed for in a future queen. From the moment she stepped onto the royal scene, she exuded humility and elegance. Unlike Camilla, Kate's rise wasn't marred by controversy. She was the girl next door, the relatable commoner with a warm smile, a loving relationship, and a heart for service. Camilla's discomfort began the moment Kate's popularity started to eclipse hers. Sources close to the palace say Camilla felt threatened. She believed Kate had it too easy, winning hearts without effort, while she had fought tooth and nail for a shred of public sympathy. The tension escalated when William and Kate were given the titles of Prince and Princess of Wales. That title had been Diana's. The public embraced the symbolism, Diana's son giving her title to a woman equally adored. But for Camilla, it was a cruel reminder that no matter how hard she tried, she could never rewrite the past. What came next shocked royal insiders. Camilla allegedly instructed that Kate's parents use the servants' entrance when visiting Buckingham Palace. A blatant power move. The message was clear: you're not equals, and I'm still in charge. But this backfired spectacularly. Rather than diminish Kate's image, it strengthened it. She didn't retaliate, she didn't speak out, she carried on with grace. The public saw that and chose sides. For King Charles, the situation was more than personal, it was political. As the head of the monarchy, he's expected to represent unity, tradition, and continuity. But behind closed doors, he was navigating a battlefield. His wife was under scrutiny. His sister was publicly questioning her authority, and his son, his heir, was barely speaking to Camilla unless it was absolutely necessary. The fractures were no longer rumors. They were visible, growing, and dangerous. Insiders say Charles has felt paralyzed. On one hand, Camilla stood by him through the darkest chapters of his life, from his divorce to Diana's death to the fallout with Prince Harry. She was his emotional anchor. But on the other hand, his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth, was explicit about Camilla's role. She wanted her to be Queen Consort, not Queen. Period. Charles's silence in response to Anne's declaration at the banquet spoke volumes. He didn't defend Camilla. He didn't correct his sister. He said nothing, because perhaps, deep down, he knows she's right. And now, as his health rumors swirl, the pressure is mounting. He must decide, protect Camilla's pride or preserve his mother's legacy. For Prince William, the issue goes far beyond titles. It's personal. Camilla isn't just the queen. To him, she's the woman who stood where his mother should have. He has always carried the pain of Diana's betrayal and loss, and Camilla is a living reminder of that heartbreak. Reports say that during their first meeting, Camilla was nervous, even trembling. After the encounter, she reportedly joked that she needed a gin and tonic to recover. The reason? William's eyes held no warmth, no curiosity, just guarded tolerance. Royal biographers have repeatedly said William merely tolerates Camilla. He doesn't confide in her. He doesn't seek her advice. There's a civil distance, a strategic politeness, but no affection, and it's not hard to see why. William watched his mother cry. He heard the arguments. He saw the headlines. And when Diana died while fleeing the press, William's rage toward the media and Camilla was cemented. Camilla's attempt to block his marriage to Kate only deepened that divide. William went ahead anyway, and ever since, he's kept her at arm's length. Sources close to the palace say that when Charles dies, William will likely reduce Camilla's role drastically, out of respect for his mother's memory. Kate Middleton's transformation from college sweetheart to the future Queen of England is nothing short of remarkable. Unlike others who married into royalty, she didn't stumble into the role, she earned it. After her engagement to William in 2010, Kate embarked on what insiders call Princess Boot Camp. She was mentored by Samantha Cohen, one of the Queen Elizabeth's top advisors, known for her tough love training style. Kate learned everything, from how to walk, wave, and speak in public, to mastering the complexities of foreign diplomacy and royal hierarchy. She didn't just memorize protocol, she embodied it, but that wasn't the only challenge. With the spotlight on her 24/7s, every move was dissected by the press. Her fashion, her posture, her parenting. Yet, Kate never flinched. She never lashed out or played the victim. Instead, she quietly proved she could handle the pressures of royalty better than anyone in her generation. And while she may have entered the royal family as William's bride, today she stands as one of its most respected and powerful figures. What makes Kate so beloved? It's not just her poise or elegance, it's her sincerity. Her charitable efforts aren't PR stunts, they're passion projects. She's become the face of causes like early childhood education, maternal health, and mental wellness, issues that affect real families. Kate doesn't just write checks or show up for photo ops. She listens, she engages, she returns, and people feel it. Many see her as the second coming of Princess Diana, not in appearance but in spirit, the compassion, the service, the authenticity. She's redefining royalty for a modern generation, showing that grace and relatability can coexist. She honors Diana's legacy in subtle yet powerful ways, whether it's wearing Diana's jewelry or echoing her work with the homeless and sick. Kate has made it clear, the people come first. And that's something Camilla could never replicate. The turning point came when King Charles officially named William and Kate as the Prince and Princess of Wales. It wasn't just symbolic, it was a transfer of energy, of power, of public trust. This couple, young, grounded, adored, now stands as the face of the monarchy's future. Behind the scenes, they're already taking on more responsibilities, representing Britain abroad, hosting foreign dignitaries, leading charitable initiatives. And while the king and queen maintain their titles, the eyes of the world have already shifted. More importantly, they have the people's blessing. Royal insiders believe that when William ascends the throne, he may revisit his father's decision to elevate Camilla as queen. He could honor the original wish of Queen Elizabeth and the public by restoring her title back to Queen Consort, or possibly removing her from royal duties altogether. It's a quiet countdown now. The world is watching, the crown is shifting, and the era of William and Kate is already here. Now, we want to hear from you. Should Camilla have ever been called queen? Did Princess Anne go too far? Or was she simply standing up for tradition and truth? And is Kate Middleton truly the future of the monarchy? Or does the shadow of Diana still loom too large for anyone to fill? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe for more royal deep dives, and ring the bell so you never miss another chapter in this unfolding royal drama. Thanks for watching. Until next time.